Welcome back, YouTubers. This time I'm doing something a little different. This is my first review of a Super Sentai transformation device, this being the Morph Brace from Go Busters. Now, I had been after this for a while, but I finally found a decent priced one, especially since Beast Morphers has only recently come out in the US. Them going backwards ever since Hasbro got hold of the license, which I actually don't think is a bad idea. I always thought that Go Busters wouldn't be adaptable because there's a lot of scenes with the two villains of the show who are Japanese actors, so you'd have to either make them Japanese or you'd have to get someone who is a close enough match that in the shots no one notices as fast as they're moving that they're not them. But instead they've gone with a completely different view, which I have to say I'm not entirely in love with, but it's early yet, so things can change. Anyway, this one is used, but it came with the box, so as you can see, there's the box, shows off the brace, shows the back side and the actions. Watch your fingers on those bits. And there we go. But let's get to the brace itself. It's got your standard wrist strap. This one's a bit tight on my wrist, and I don't have that thick a wrist. So if you're a person with larger wrists, you're going to want to look for like a replacement strap for this kind of thing. It's actually something I've been hunting for, is some place that sells like morpher-sized straps with Velcro. I'm actually looking to see if I can make one myself, but I'm not great at sewing, so still working on that. But let's get started. Now I have looked at the Beast Morpher version, and this is a bit smaller than that is, which isn't that surprising. But the other thing is that they decided to add a collectible toy gimmick to the Beast Morpher one, took this piece off and made it a key slot. On the Japanese one, it's simply a button. As you can see, it causes the sunglass-like part to pop out. It's a simple pop-out mechanism. It's not bad. Slow, doesn't pinch anything if you get your fingers stuck, but it does have a warning on there. It's got this dial here and a button right here. And all in all, I actually kind of like this design better than the Beast Morpher one, as I don't like the collectible key slot-in thing because it requires you to buy $10 figures per key, and they keep coming out with more keys. Plus, you don't even know what it unlocks because the show and the toys don't necessarily do the exact same function. Plus, it does come with a bunch of catchphrases and such, but I'm not even sure if those are going to be that interesting, to be honest. But anyway, off that topic. Sorry about that. That was the hazard trigger from Kamen Rider Build. It just went off for no reason whatsoever. Anyway, well, let's get started. Anyway, that's the activation. And now let's start. Now, you can just activate the morph.
It's morphin' time.
Then tap this button again. And that's your morph sequence. Now, that's all it does in this mode. Hitting it again does nothing until you close this.
It's morphin' time.
As you can see, closing it will deactivate it. Now, this thing has a fair number of features, and unlike the Beast Morpher one, you don't need keys to activate it. First is this dial. That's the default first setting. Now, whenever you turn the thing off, it resets, and it's on a cycle. The second one those are the three buddy voids. It went gorilla, rabbit, Cheetah. Those are the three. But I think it's on a random timer, like it will change out every 3 or so. And there's supposed to be like 15 different phrases.
Cool mood. うさらは知ってる。Cool mood. ごめん。100% 了解した。Cool mood. いつを見るだ。飛ばすぞ。
And it'll basically, every 3 it will randomize, but it'll always do a set of each of the Go Busters Buddy Roids until it resets on the 3rd one. Next.
Let's driving. Gorilla. Let's driving. Rabbit. Let's driving. Cheetah.
These are also on a sequence. Listen, it should be Gorilla if I'm not mistaken.
Let's driving. Gorilla.
And it should go then to Rabbit.
Let's driving. Rabbit.
Then Cheetah again.
Let's driving. Cheetah.
Now we'll always be on that, so if you rapid press it,
Let's driving. Rabbit. Let's driving. Cheetah.
sorry, should have pressed it 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's driving. Gorilla.
I must have it 1 off then. 1, 2.
Let's driving. Cheetah.
So it is 3. Okay. So tapping it 3 times.
Let's driving. Gorilla.
I guess it is randomized. Okay. But anyway, that's that. It's supposed to call your Zord. Then the next setting,
Analyze mode.
which is them analyzing things to figure out what the villains are up to. Then,
It's time for Buster.
and that's the finishing sound. Then we've got
Game mode. Mission. 指示通りに回せ。
this is game mode. Basically, it's a simple game of memory where you must turn the dial the direction that it says, and
指示通りに回せ。
unfortunately the directions are in English, so you can play it.
Let's start. Left, right. Left, right.
Then hit the button to activate your selection.
Yes. Right, right, left. Right, right, left. Yes. Right, left, left. Right, left, left. Yes. Left, right, right, left. Left, right, right, left. Yes. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. Yes. Excellent. 素晴らしい。Cool なスーパー戦隊ソウを感じるぞ。
Basically, it said I had a cool Super Sentai soul. I'm not exactly sure on the translation on that. But if you fail and screw up, it will still give you a message, but it won't be the exact same one. Basically saying, like, something along the lines of, try again, or next, you can do better. Basically encouraging it. It's a nice little extra. I like that they added a little game mode that isn't anything special, but it's kind of fun.
Go Busters!
And as you can see, it loops back around. So you don't have a set position for the dial. It basically just goes on a rotation. Once you hit the end of the rotation, it loops back around. Now, it does have a hidden extra mode. And there are a bunch of extra messages when you use the special mode, which is just turning this twice until you get the message. And it'll keep doing ones. There's Happy Birthday, Happy New Year. It's random, though, so you aren't going to be able to predict what it's going to do next. But this is something I kind of like. I like a little hidden extra feature, not too hard to unlock. And it's, fun. And all in all, I have to say, I really like this design and this concept, and I like the fact that it doesn't require me to buy a million extra keys. The thing is, I have not been as happy with a lot of transformation systems like this for toys, especially when they start putting out a ton of extra things like you must buy these extra things which you may not want. It's not as bad in the Japanese ones because they offer frequently a candy toy or gachapon version, but if they don't, which is common in the US, you have to buy an expensive toy to get it, and quite honestly, you're not going to get much better odds if you buy them on eBay or something because they'll probably mark them up. So, all in all, if you are a fan of Go Busters or you're a fan of Beast Morphers, it's actually the better bet is getting the Japanese one. Especially if you can get it for a good price. These things don't actually run that high on eBay and Amazon. You can get it for a really good deal and in very good condition. This is a used one, but apart from the box being a little banged up, the actual toy doesn't seem to show any signs of real wear. So I think whoever it is either took really good care of it, kept it in a display case, or barely touched it. Otherwise, that's my review. It's an A+ item and definitely the better item to get if you're looking to collect stuff for this series or the American version. Either way, please like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, or if you have questions or requests or need information about any of the stuff I've got and you want to know, give me a yell in the comments or on Twitter. I'm more than happy to answer people's questions about stuff I own because sometimes you need help figuring out something, or there's maybe something you know that I missed. Let me know and I'll do an update or put a comment in the video to let people know. Because it's always nice to know about new functions or hidden features in this stuff. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Keep giving me likes and subscribes. It helps me a lot. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.